Hello, my fellow friends and my fellow viewers. I am not in VR chat today. I will be reading you guys this loveliest story in all time. So, this story is about, Sun and Moon show if sun die when fighting eclipse. So yeah, let's go. This is chapter 1. Goodbye, brother. I'll see you in... English, sorry. I'll see you in hell. Eclipse stated as his last word. This was it. Sun's last chance to do something right for his brother. Whoever can read this right, I am dumbfounded. Fuck. What was the next word? Think fuck. Kimono spell. Kimono spell. He looked in the direction of the person that had him and his brother. Oh, tormented. English. Tormented him and his brother for so many months. He wasn't there. He was gone, but something wasn't right. He didn't feel right. A tingly sensation flowed throughout his body. It felt like he was fading from existence, as if Thanos has snapped it, as he was Peter Parker. He must have messed the spell up and killed himself in an eclipse. Maybe this was the best. He was just a burden on his brother, messing up at every turn he took. Maybe it would be the best for him, just to fade away from existence and let his brother live in peace. He looked at his hand, which was fading fast, telling him he didn't have much time. He closed his eyes and let his last words fade into the abyss that was in his mind. That was his mind. Goodbye, brother. I love you. And that was a short part of the Oh yeah, I can just work. Thank you. So there was this chapter 2. Dead. Shock. Blood Moon was about to cross the cliff to a pole when the cliff suddenly collapsed. Give it up already, are you? We are not done. Even started crashing so raw, so rude. Blah, blah, blah. Blood Moon said in a voice that most often used by an animatronic. I am sorry, my Blood Moon voice is not really doing well. Sun must have cast the spell. Moon thought, ready for the bastard that abused his brother and him to be dead. Get up. You know, I'm not going to do Blood Moon voice. I'm sorry. Get up, you buffoon. The fun is about to begin. We will need you. Blood Moon spoke, and eventually not caught up with the plan. Moon secretly hoped that the twin would not beat his brother up when he woke from casting the spell. We were promised it's not dramatic. I can't English. Now get up. So get up. Up, you guilty buffoon. English. Blood Moon was starting to get impatient. As time passed, the anger the red, bloody animatronic got, the more anxiety Moon got. The spell only took 5 minutes max, but he thought it was being a bit dramatic, as Sun must just got a few kick in after everything that happened. Second, minute, 5, 10, 20. Something wasn't right. Blood Moon, can I check on him? Moon asked, a little worried at this point. Oh, whatever. He wasn't responding anyway. It's no fun when your victim can't beg, he said, stepping away from the glowing animatronic Sun on the ground. Moon bunched down to the ground to take a closer look at his brother. He looked fine, at least on the outside. He turned the head of the Sun animatronic to look at the wiring. He noticed something was off about the backside of the head. Nothing was on, no light or anything. It was like he was off, but the animatronic itself was still glowing. Maybe it was just a low power mode. But it still doesn't explain the glow of his brother's body. No. Maybe he was... No, he couldn't be. It was just a bug. Nothing he couldn't fix. While a little bit of engineering, Moon took his brother up to his room and put him on a charger. Where are you going with our prize? We won it fair and square. Give us our prize or we will take your eyes. The bloody animatronic said forcefully, take a barrel or something. This is my brother's body. Moon said as he plugged the usual electronic animatronic in. Fine, but the 0+ blood should be mine. Take whatever the hell you want. That isn't my brother or computer. Then get out. Moon said as he started working on hacking back into his computer. Brother? Lunar asked quietly into Moon's head. Is Brother Sun okay? I don't know. Moon didn't know what to do. It frustrated him. He needed to always be in control. But he wasn't. All he had was Sun, Lunar, and himself. If he lost Sun, he didn't know what he would do without him. Bebe. Complete. Welcome back, Moon. The computer greeted Moon, and he was happy to hear his computer is working again. After an hour of working. Hello, computer. Are all systems working properly? Moon asked. Running full scan now, the computer said. Scan complete. Everything seemed to be in a good working condition. Good. Not do a scan on Sun if anything is out of the ordinary. What is the English? English doesn't exist. Moon ordered. Yes, Moon. Run a full scan test. Subject sunrise. The computer replied. Where's the night come from? A few seconds, and the computer said, test subject sunrise is no longer available. Its code had been erased. The moon was dead. The room was dead silent for a few moments. Brother? It is... Is son dead? Lunar asked. He can't be. Computer, are you sure? Moon denied. Completely. There's no code in Sun. Just a shell of what used to be. The computer answered. Are there any backup of Sun on file? Moon asked, trying to wrap his head around the situation. No backup. No backup currently made. The computer answered. No, this can't be true. He yelled that computer. I am afraid to inform you that it is true. The computer replied. He can't be. Moon started to break down, collapsing into a ball of denial. Mooney, he's gone. Is he gone? Leonard didn't want to finish the sentence. Forever? The question hung in the air unanswered, unwanted. He can't be dead. And that we'll skip the notes. We'll skip the note later. Chapter 3, Denial. Moon basically got up. Sun can't die. He's stronger than this. It has to be an error. Moon moved to Sun and started looking through his program. He was on the shuffle, but he couldn't give up. It was his brother's life on the line. While he may not be a good person and not care for much, his brother was more important to him than himself. Mooney, I don't think it was an error. Lunar spoke up after 15 minutes of unsuccessful search. No! He is alive, I know it. We went through so much. He can't be dead. Not now. Moon was firm. He held his since heard on English on Sun's being alive. After all, Sun defeated a Witherstorm. He couldn't just die to a stupid idiot like Eclipse, right? Lunar went silent. Discerning that Moon needed to deal with this himself. Well, that was what he told himself, at least. In reality, he was scared that Moon would flip out at him as Eclipse had done. He didn't want to upset his new brothers, and the only way he know how was to shut up and leave them be. Wake up! I know you're there, son. You can't just leave me. Not after everything we've been through. Not like this. Oh, wait. Chapter 4, Anger. He got a lot of it. Stupid. Why can't I ever taught him magic? It's a basic spell. It's a basic skill. That could have gotten us out of this bitch of a problem. Or maybe, just maybe, I could have just taken eclipse with me when we split it. The thought in Moon's head were heavy with anger, and Lunar was scared of it. Lunar always hated yelling. He always had. Whenever Eclipse yelled at a child or him, he would just sunk away into nothingness. Lunar learned that mentally yelling was even worse. He couldn't get away from it. It was everywhere. Whenever it happened, which now it was very on command for it not to. He wished he could just use it to ignore. He wished he could just get used to it and ignore it. He wished he could say himself, "He's not directing it at me," and actually believe himself. Moon always beat himself up about things. He had first noticed this at the beginning of their first time in the same body, before Moon knew about him. Whenever a child was too scared to talk to him or run away, Moon would linger himself on being too scary. It seemed to get worse when Lunar took over his body for a week, and the kids seemed to love him. Why can't I just have showed him how to do magic? Moon yelled into the daycare, taking Lunar out of his saw. Lunar looked out of Moon's eyes. He was scratching, stitching, whatever word it is, burn like sun have done. Whatever, you guys can figure that out. Moony, you could have never predicted this. Lunar's smooth. It wasn't very successful, but it had helped a little. He wasn't going to look a gift house. Wasn't going to look a gift horse in months. But if I had just taught him, he never wanted to learn magic, remember? Even if you have taught him, he probably would have forgotten it all, Lunar interrupted. I know, but that maybe might have saved him, he said back. Lunar knew this was a lost cause, so he crawled back into Moon's head and dove English. Chapter 5, Beginning. Moon frantically searched for a solution to his problem. If his brother Diane. It just a tad serious. He had been looking for a solution for a solid 3 days. He haven't slept in that time. He tried asking the computer if he could use the star. The star was made to destroy, so he couldn't make a new body. He thought maybe he could make a new body and put his personality in it. No. He would always just compare him to the old sun. Kind of like a result of the Sun and Moon's argument. Yeah, the Sun and Moon show. if you have known. He had no ability to bring Sun back. When he realized, he turned to make sure this never happened again. First, Moon made multiple backups for Lunar, so that if Lunar died, he could bring him back. And he made the security upgrade the entire daycare. He had camera everywhere except the bathroom. He's not a weirdo. He had scanners that scan AI and guest profile. If either someone did not have a guest profile, the AI was unknown, or a person or aren't were blacklisted. The person would be blocked from entering. He then made a body for Lunar to use, but Lunar was blocked from ever exiting the daycare unless there was an emergency or Moon ordered it. And there's a side note. If anyone that you know is in a situation like Lunar is, try to get them out. This is not a healthy situation for anyone. This is happening to Lunar at a mentally young age, which will leave him thinking this is normal. It is not. I love these characters, but again, need to happen. Anyway, thank you for listening to my Todd Talk. Back to the story. Lunar at first didn't like this setup, but after a few months of the situation, he'd grown used to it. Monty would visit him at least 3 times a week, if not more. And Moon always had good stories and games to keep him company. Well, occupied, actually. As well, he could take care of the kid during the day. He knew it probably wasn't healthy, but he ignored the thought at the back of his head. They were just doubts after all. Although something he didn't miss the outside world. He ignored that thought and moved on with his day. Mr. Lunar, I have something for you. A child called out. Lunar looked up from the email he was reading to see it was Sarah, a kid who was at the daycare from Monday to Friday, almost without fail. She had a piece of paper in her hand. It's like what she have, and push it into Lunar's hand. Lunar looked down at the paper. It was a drawing of Moon, him, and Sun. Lunar almost cried at the drawing, but he held it together for the children. I love it, Sarah, Lunar said, trying to smile without looking like he's about to cry. I know this is actually pretty sad, people. This is really sad. I want to give it to you so that you could give it to Mr. Sun, so he could feel better. Mommy said that my drawing helped her feel better, so I thought it might help Mr. Sun, Sarah explained it. Lunar smiled warmly. I'm sure he'll love this. Thank you. And he tucked the drawing in the security desk for later. After the call all the kids were sent home and Lunar cleaned the daycare. Whenever he cleaned, he thought of Sun, how much he would clean. He didn't like the memories, so he tried to clean as fast as possible, not even sanitizing the barrel. That Sun would pain sanitizing that shit. Clean, sterilizing, clean, and repaint every day. Lunar cleaning would take an hour or less, where Sun would take an hour to clean every inch of the daycare. When Lunar finally finished cleaning, making sure the barrel are just right, just to make sure Sun goes if it was even there, was happy. He went up to Sun's old room, and Sun had 2 cats. Lunar made sure to feed them, clean their litter box, and make the kittens happy. English. When he was done, he spent some time with the cats and then sleep in a little house that Moon had fitted with a beanbag, since Lunar refused to sleep in Sun's room. His day were dull and unhappy. Moon's always busy to play. Busy to not play. He was either making a new security plan or trying to fix Sun, which was an impossible battle that never going to be resolved. Lunar knew that Sun wasn't coming back, and Moon probably did too, but it wasn't going to change his stubbornness at this point. Lunar was ready to accept his boring and lonely life after all. He was just an animatronic that was supposed to be an extension of Eclipse. He wasn't anything, at least not anything important. No. Okay. Chapter 7. Chapter 7. Acceptance. Moon looked at the blank Sun animatronic in defeat. Sun wasn't coming back, and he wouldn't come back no matter how many times Moon tried. Moon picked his dead brother up and took him to a nearby bunker. The hour walk to the bunker was spent processing what he was about to do, because putting your dead brother into his final resting place was just a little turmoil, if I can English words. When he got to the bunker, he laid Sun on the bed that Moon had when Lunar first arrived into their life. It was the most comfortable of the bunker he had in a while. He knew Sun wasn't going to know where he was because, well, he is dead. He was dead. He still wanted his brother to be comfortable. Pretty ironic how he was losing his brother at the place where he couldn't another. But the ironic of the situation was lost due to the nature of the conscience. Goodbye, brother. I wish I I wish I could have been better to you," Moon said, on the verge of tears. He wasn't used to being emotional about anything. He wasn't being emotional about anything, but this made him cry more than any movie or sad story would. He would always miss his brother. And that was it. Yep, that was it for the story. So it's an ongoing still, so we'll see more. You will see more in the next time. So see you guys later.